Good morning all. Yes, sir. Hope we're all well, hope we're all good. Let's get it. Fix this camera. Boom. All right. So, can turn a bit, there we go. Perfect. Hope we're all well, hope we're all good. This camera's still not working, there we go. All right. Let's have a look what we're going on today. Today is NFP day. So let's see what we have going on overall and take it from there. So normally NFP is every first Friday of the month, but tomorrow is going to be a USD bank holiday, Independence Day. So banks are going to be closed tomorrow, so they've moved it to today. Yesterday we had some important speeches come from War. She was trying not to lead about very important data came, basically him saying that we're not happy with rates above 2%, and we will do what is necessary to get rates down to 2%. So that means if they want to, increase rate hikes, they will. That means gold will be a hedge against inflation. Gold has a big push-pull at the moment. We have a lot of factors that are pushing gold, potentially coming, such as hedge against inflation, etc. And also a lot of factors that are pulling gold back down. The biggest curveball is going to be the central bank buying up gold. We need to see what they do with that. So there's a lot of factors into pushing gold up or down, and I start to think we play a big higher time frame range. So let's start off with the daily time frame. We have come yesterday into this major support zone. We have done multiple bounces now. We've done a total of 4 potential bounces here. Each one of them has failed, forming us a sort of consolidation. Now that is strong to have 4 bounces on a daily time frame, right? So we bounced 4 times. Last one, bam, tried to break out. We rejected end of day as we retraced yesterday's move towards the upside, catching some shorts from up here down. Now 4 hour has then created a support. That support now is trying to come back up and recover the move that we had back down. So we bring back drawings, we can see we have a 4 hour range, and now we're working back towards that daily that we were at yesterday. 1 hour time frame, the top of the range gets moved up a little bit higher, and we're looking at the top of the range being this. As we go down to the 15 and 30, you're going to see the top of the range actually extends. 30 minute a little bit higher, 15 minute I think is the same as the 30 if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, it is the same. So this is the range that we're working with. Now, if we've developed bias here, we've actually developed, as we look at dailies, previous daily closed bullish, and the 4 hours are closing bullish. So you have actually a bullish bias today. Issue is Asian session did quite a lot of work from the bottom of the range, around 4:45 a.m. Dubai time. Right now is around 10:27. So 4:45 a.m. Dubai time, we started to break structure and give the push up, then pull back, and then we broke structure again here for more buys at around 6:15 a.m. so 2 hours later, and now we're basically playing out towards that daily resistance. Ideally we can repeat this scenario, would be great. To repeat this scenario would be the best situation. If not, creating structure and trying to push price above the daily resistance might be the option. Only issue we have is already we're pushing quite hard, so trying to see some sort of pullbacks here is going to be the smart idea. After the analysis, we're going to talk about NFP, what to expect. So if we move on to DAX here, right? If we look at what DAX is doing, DAX is not moving too much. Asian session moved up. We're already retracing this move. Daily timeframes from yesterday, not doing much. We're still stuck at all of these daily resistances. Quite a mess, if I must say so. So we're seeing a little bit messy price action. Kind of looks like US 30, right? US 30, we see the same type of mess. Daily close bullish, nevertheless, 4 hour closing bullish, but no breakout. We wanted to see a breakout if we want to see continuation. So DAX opportunities probably going to be to play this pullback now. So if we can see this pullback come a little bit deeper, probably retest the 4 hour support, play the bounce back up is going to be our plays after London Open. Pretty simple analysis. I'm not looking for sells just yet until we break structures. Now, moving on to NASDAQ here. NASDAQ a little bit more interesting. Daily time frame here is tipping bearish here from the top of the range. We are continuing this lower high momentum that we've been seeing. right? We've had this lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. We're continuing that with a confirmed daily candle, strong daily candle bearish close. So if we investigate now on the 4-hour time frame and see what that's telling us, 4-hour time frame giving us weak supports. This is more of a bearish correction, right? So when we get a move down, we get corrections. It's a good thing to see corrections because they kind of define the trend. So if we see those corrections get sold into, it's giving us confidence that, hey, trend is moving more bearish at the moment, which is exactly what this tells us. So we can see now, hey, price on the 4-hour tried to bounce, it said no, and now we're continuing down. When we investigate on the 1-hour here, we can see how we are trying to leave this range. Now, if I check this previous 4-hour support where I'm taking this from here, we are still reacting off it. Let's see the 15. Yes, 15 is actually a little bit lower. So ideally today, same scenario as gold. As this pushes down, I would love to see NASDAQ pull back, retest into 29,795 or something. We take sells from there. If today is going to be a melting day like yesterday, the same shorts we took in London session, if you've been following the Telegram, you will be able to see the shorts that we took yesterday. If it's going to be the same scenario, then I will just be able to trade the same way I traded yesterday with the same shorts I took during London. So that would demand a breakout. But before that breakout, I would love to see some structure. So if you come back and you see how the sessions went yesterday, right? This was London session. Right here was London open. This was part of the shorts that I took here. Bam, took these shorts, came retested this support. Very nice shorts. That London gave us around an 80-point move. Pre-session, we retraced. Now, NYSE ended up being a little bit more messy here as we then pushed down in NYSE quickly, retraced the whole move, made a higher low, and then ended up failing in power hour, and we started to see clean shorts come late into the day. Asian session then, pretty similar movement. We pulled back. So if we study yesterday's Asian session, we can see yesterday Asian session pulled back, defined direction. So understand the two different aspects. We pull back, then we define direction, and then London continued that direction. That is yesterday's price action. Today, Asian session, pull back, define direction. London could continue the direction if it follows exactly what we've been seeing. So pullbacks for me are going to be opportunities to sell price, and breakouts are going to be opportunities to sell price following yesterday's price action, right? To go fill into this very juicy LTA zone here. And ideally we trade to there, because if we are going to liquidity grab, we'll probably liquidity grab below, and then this will end up being a fake out, bam, and you get the thing back inside the range. Nice thing is normally we get a chance to go break even if that doesn't happen. So if we're looking at what's happening here on price action at the moment, we're bouncing from this level. If we're going to consider buys from this area here with daily timeframes closing bearish and 4-hour timeframes showing us weakness, it's going to be something that needs to be more confirmation, such as a 1-hour flipping and closing bullish, such as this 30-minute closing bullish, such as a 15-minute bullish plus changes of structure on 5, which we're already getting now, but one change of structure in 5 is probably not going to be enough for me to full send it towards the upside. Yes, we're towards the lows of the range, but I don't want to fight momentum at the moment until I see a clear momentum shift change, probably back above this previous 15, then I can consider taking bounces, and honestly we could retest here. So for now I want to remain more on the bearish side before further investigating into how I can take potential buys with the liquidity grabbed, and what momentum shifts do we have in the market, and what are buyers and sellers doing, right? Because we need to understand that from seeing that happen and lay out, right? We need to see price action develop. Now if we circle back now, right? If we circle back into today's news, what are they expecting for NFP analysis? NFP, they're expecting numbers to come back lower than expected, unemployment rate to stay the same. Lower numbers mean that less people are being employed. Typically, less employment is going to be bearish for the stock market. Less employment also does push people to what? Keep interest rates lower for longer, because high interest rates is also going to push employment lower. So it's a balancing act here, meaning that I don't think these numbers, I think NFP we're going to see a whipsaw, move up, move down. We're not going to see a clear move because it's going to be a balancing act, meaning what we normally see is we see some form of fundamental reasons that have to play into two narratives. Sometimes we see one narrative, but this is a situations where we see two narratives. What are the two narratives? Narrative number one: if employment data is doing bad, means that the overall job market is doing worse, which is worse for the economy, which ideally will affect these big companies. Nasdaq will affect gold, because if the economy is doing bad, then why would people want to invest in gold? But at the same time, in order to stimulate the economy, that means that we need to see a healthier labor market. And in order to keep the labor market healthy, means that they need to keep interest rates lower, so companies can borrow money, people can borrow money, and keep stimulating the economy, creating new jobs. And that in its sense is going to still continue to push up price, right? And we're also going to see, as money leaves the stock market, we could see it come back into gold. So for NFP here, gold, I expect whipsaws with a resolution of potential, depending if we get a shocking number, 4.4 unemployment rate. As long as unemployment rate stays the same, there's not going to be a trending move. It's just going to be a whipsaw, catch people out, and then we're going to come back into some sort of equilibrium. So that's what I expect. Now, these numbers are really accurate. Forecast 85, number 172, forecast 65, 115. For the past three NFPs, we have come back better than expected. So I'm expecting this to come back better than expected. They have revised their forecast to something more realistic. Before then, we've been always under 100K. We've never had a forecast above 100K. Here we have had a forecast giving us 114K. But I do believe, based on the last one, we come somewhere around this number here. And if it comes back as forecasted, that means that the market would have already priced in. If it's already priced in, then you're just going to get max whipsaws type price action here. Unemployment rate matters more, and we can see unemployment rate has been stable. So if that changes, you will see the market get shooken up a little bit. Now, understanding what NFP can offer into opportunities is going to rely heavily on technicals. If we watch daily time frame, is not giving us clear bullish. We've never breached this level. 4-hour time frame not breaching any levels. So if NFP ends up pulling back into certain zones here, such as this 4-hour support at 31s, that could be buy opportunities. If we fail in any session to remain above the daily resistance, or we just get stuck at this daily resistance, you probably see maybe post NFP actually give some of that sell-off, especially if we flip the 4-hour, right, and we reject in the next 2 hours and we close before NFP, a 4-hour candle bearish will confirm that hypothesis. So that would be how to play NFP. And yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest. So pretty in-depth analysis. Leave a like on the stream for that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll post a little breakdown in the Telegram for you guys as well. Quick little understanding of NFP. I'll do that after stream. I'll just post that down in the Telegram so you guys can read that and have a look. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll see what's going on in today's. How much we got here? 170 and 28 likes. Everyone's sleeping. Chat sleeping. Hello, we just did an insane analysis. No one's giving you that in-depth market analysis. That is very good. Very, very nice to understand all that ahead of today. This should give you uttermost clarity. Harry, can you possibly touch on Dixie? Yeah, we haven't talked about Dixie, but Dixie is very simple here, right? So we're going to start from monthly here because we had a monthly close a couple of days. So this monthly close is a breakout close, okay? very important, showing strength in dollar. We're going to see this theme continue for now, strength in dollar. We've hit one of my major zones here, right, that I had marked out between these boxes, and now we're playing out between these two zones, right? We're bouncing in towards these zones. We are still in a bullish run here on the dollar here. This cool off period is allowing assets like gold to have a bit of a relief here and push up a little bit. But I do believe we will maybe play here or even dip a little bit lower, totally a potential which will give more relief on gold. But eventually we will see this also start to push back up. That's why gold will play that range. So for now, Dixie is going to remain a little bit neutral, but we are more bullish postured. We have not changed anything until we break daily structure. There's not even any consideration of being, let's say, higher time frame bearish on Dixie for the short higher time frame. I'm not talking about long term, right? But please realize we are making a massive bottoming pattern here. But Dixie normally likes to make a new high and then we get stuck in range again. But yeah, a bit of dollar strength as we start to see the Fed shift to move interest rates, possibly hold interest rates and move interest rates higher, right? Potentially. I do think probably by next year, 2027, we will see an interest rate hike due to the geopolitical tensions that we've had, causing, you know, depends. I can't say just yet, but the whole, I'm going to give you a piece of information now that I'm working off my logic in my head, right? So I want you guys to listen very closely. And let's understand this, okay? Let's understand this very closely. If we have this new chairman of the Fed, has anyone watched anything from the chairman of the Fed? Have you seen his approach? He is very conservative. He talks less. He doesn't want to give rate outcomes. He doesn't want to tell any projections. Why? Because the projections that he may want to say are market impacting. Meaning, if he comes out and says, yes, we will hike interest rates, bam, whole market's going to go nuts, of course, because we've been in a rate reduction environment for a very long time, right? If we search US interest rates, right? Interest rates chart, and we go and we analyze this chart, right? And we say what interest rates have been doing over the last, right? Since basically we pushed up with COVID, interest rate hikes. That was the whole point, to get inflation down. Bam, post since 2024, the last almost 3 years, we've just been on a downtrend, bringing interest rates lower and lower and lower, right? You see how we're bringing it lower, lower and lower. So if he starts saying, no, we're going to stall here, like people want interest rates. So we had COVID, bam, they dumped the interest rates to stimulate the economy. Inflation went nuts. Then they needed to go on the most aggressive, one of the most aggressive rate hike cycles in history. We want to see interest rates back around the equilibrium of 2.5%, something like that, right? Back to maybe 2018 level. So if we're already at 3.75% and they start to say, hey, we need to increase interest rates, because if we look at US inflation, right, we're having a small issue here. Right? I mean, you can see from the bar chart, but let's get a line chart. Bam! Look at this tick up. We were at 2.4. This is a great range. This is where US inflation has been chilling, right? We've been chilling. This is a very normal zone to bounce in between 2 to 3%. Very normal. But for us to jump to 4%, even though the Fed are not showing it, this is an alarm signal, right? Yesterday, they had a press conference. In that press conference, one of the members asked the chairman, hey, regardless of President Trump, are you going to, regardless of what the president wants, are you still going to reach your target? And he just replied and said, we are not happy with higher inflation. So he's kind of hinting that I don't care what the president says, I'm going to take the necessary measures. And if this continues and we don't see a cool off in inflation, the only necessary measure is for a couple of months to increase interest rates. So that's why I believe he's being quiet, because he knows that that's the only option he's going to have, because that's the textbook option. US debt is growing, everything is growing. So what if you have a country that debt is growing, unemployment is getting worse, unemployment rate is going up, and inflation is high, plus interest rates are now high, you create an economy that doesn't stimulate, you create an economy that is about to burst. Why is it about to burst? Because you have companies like AI driven that are way overvalued. You have companies like SpaceX that haven't made $1 profit, that have the biggest IPO in history. You have all of these involved in an economy that on the consumer basis is doing bad. All of that will lead into, bam, recession. So they have to be very careful. They're playing with fire at the moment. All right. So hopefully you guys found that a little bit useful. I know YouTube is a little bit not interested, but this is what makes you money. This type of understanding that I have has allowed me to take insane buys on US stock markets. You know, I have running $135,000 profit from one simple trade using this analysis, right? That's my entry. On this line is my entry, right? I'm running $135,000 profit from this entry. Why? Because of this understanding. So what I just told you right there is very important information, and maybe save the stream, bookmark it so that you can watch it back, because this information is relevant into next year, because this is how it's going to develop. And us as traders, we need to know what they're doing with the economy so that we can kill these markets on lower time frame, right? We know what moves mean what, why people are doing this, right? All right, so we're trying to break down here 5-minute time frame. We're about to close below in 3 minutes, so we might be able to take a 5-minute aggressive breakout. Let's see where the 5-minute support is. Same, we have a bit of headache on 5. I really prefer a 15 breakout here. We don't have, actually we do have the 30-minute close below. Okay, then I guess the 5-minute makes sense. What didn't we have? Yeah, we didn't have the 1 hour. I really prefer to go with the 1 hour here. I mean, we might not even get the 5 with this type of volume here. Let's check the 1. Yeah, we're gonna need some 1-minute structure if we're gonna take the 5. So still 2 minutes. I can't enter earlier than that. I'm not just gonna sell a low. This comes snap back in the range and then I lose my ass. Especially on an NFP day, right? NFP days typically can have great volume as we start to anticipate the news, which at the moment we're pricing it in bearish. But at the same time, it can cause some disruptions in price action. For me, I find out long term, it's not enough to deter me, but I am prepared on an NFP day if I lose my trade and there's nothing I did wrong with my process, I just accept it and I don't really try to fix something, right? If Delirious is playing when a setup comes, I think we have to take the setup, right? I think that's a rule in the Trade Shop rule book. If Delirious plays, right, it's like, it's weird timing, right? If Delirious plays and there's a setup, regardless if you can't make a decision, the song makes a decision for you. That's what this song has become. So if we were to run stops on this back above here, 56-point stops, we only have one 1-minute structure here to protect. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this dump here. It's quite a big candle here. We do have definitely range, but I would be selling right here at the lows. It feels bad. It feels bad. I just need to see how this candle closes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate something based on a 56-point stop. Right? So at least I'll have a calculation ready. And then we're going to just see how price action develops. Wow, this thing is just keep on dumping. Yeah, so we're not going to get anything with this size of this dump at the moment. But I do have something prepared in case we pull back now for the retest. So this is very simple now. It's just, do we get the chance today to get some sort of retest? Doesn't have to retest all the way up here. Something on 1 minute to give me structure. I'm not going to sell here at this area here without any higher time frame close. Right, especially we have an open coming here in 9 minutes. I would love to take a wick fill or something. At this time I just have to stay patient. As much as I would love to sell the lows here, I feel it's not going to be economically the best idea. I don't think I'll be paid unless we get a super heavy day, which is possible here, but I just can't without 1 minute structure. I need at least 1 minute structure, then I can start to think about it. Gold could revive for open. No, I'm not seeing much on gold, man. A little bit boring. It looked good on 30, but already overextended. Yeah, it was not bad on 30 minute. The only problem is like we have a massive stop loss on 30 minute. And we were sitting at this previous 4-hour support. 122 point stop loss. But you have the range. Right, but your 1-to-1, just to get a 1-to-1 is all the way here. You know what I mean? Look at that. That's a 1-to-1, not even a 1-to-2. That's a 1-to-1. So it's a crazy trade to take based off the 30 minute. Bit of a headache. I want to also keep an eye on this previous range here. A lot of reaction we've had from here in the past, yeah? So let's keep an eye on this, because even though we've crossed through it multiple times, sometimes price would love to revisit here and start to give us headache. So we don't want to sell into there. So let's see now if we can start to build that retest. Have you ever traded UK 100 on 30-minute time frame? Not on 30. I trade it the same way I do. It's okay, but I prefer Nasdaq, making more money on Nasdaq. So we maybe can get some sort of sell around this level here, or this level, something like this. If not, then we'll have to try investigate how to sell here lower and play a little bit more aggressive. Don't know how to play it, but I like the S1 hour S1 idea, 30-minute S3, but 50-minute S1 and gold upside, not the best. You just need to understand triangle, man. If you look at triangle, so you like the S1 on 1 hour, but watch triangle. You know? This is the problem with gold now. What if it sweeps and rallies? I'm not going to be part of the sweep if it rallies, because it's going to reject now in the next 5 minutes. That's why I have certain entry plans, right? I don't just FOMO sell on back-to-back 1 minute candles, right? I check that because I don't want to be part of this being one deep liquidity grab and bam, it does sweep and come back in the range. But if we close the 1 hour below, this is going to be an interesting candle for me to play at least back to this box. Wick fill maybe, we'll see. So I just need to see in 5 minutes how we close, because 5 could create a bullish candle, then I can look for a simple close below, sell that. We need it to develop a little bit more. In the next 5 minutes, we could have the next 5 minute candle down here, and it's a completely different market scenario we have to learn to trade. Not learn, look to trade, sorry. Remember, the sells I took yesterday, were off the basis of a good candle closing, right? Where's yesterday? Oh, I'm on 5, my bad. Just getting confused. Yesterday's sells were off a good closure, not a random closure. Why can't I find yesterday? I'm going blind. Where was I? Did we really move that much yesterday? This was NY, right? Then this was... What? Oh, we're all the way up here. Man, we moved a lot yesterday. That's crazy, actually. So this was the sells I took yesterday. But I had a much tighter stop. Right, so this was off a 15 candle closing, number 1, and I took later sells as we start to break through these levels. So this was around the zone I was selling. Actually, no, not there, higher actually. I was selling into this support here, to be honest. Yeah. But we had higher time frame confirmation. Inside of this candle I was selling to get to here. So it seems like 5 minute is going to close bullish here. We'll see. Creates us a structure point. If it closes back in the range, very interesting. Let's see what gold is doing now. So gold on 15 looks like it's also trying for upside. That's quite nice on the gold 15 time frame. Nice liquidity grab on 30. So gold could get some nice volume for a little bit of a push. Just need to be aggressive on the wick. Can't really marry this trade in case we want to break structure and fail. Otherwise, it's not too bad to follow your same idea as you're looking at one. This would be nice if you get the 15 close above. Can also prepare gold if we make a good bottom wick here, could be valid. Personally, today on NFP day, I need to see a good bottom wick on this 1 hour, otherwise I don't trust this breaking the high. Nasdaq is quite a big rejection, so I feel like Nasdaq would be better to sell below support, but we're going to see how that forms. Next 1 minute. Is gold able to close below as well? Close above, sorry. If gold closes below the 15, it's going to invalidate it. So it needs to stay here for 20 seconds. Hopefully a little bit stronger would actually be better in this scenario. Oh, close below last second. Let's check what Nasdaq is doing. Nasdaq opening here with a top wick. Nice top wick. It's going to form deeper this top wick, the better. Wow, look at the flip. Heavy flip there. So if we can get a 5 close below here, I wanted to try catch it on the flip here, but we don't have time for that flip. So let's see if we can catch a 5 close, because this could also be, I don't like when it flips that fast. Normally ends up sometimes reflipping bullish. I don't want to be caught in that. Normally you want to see deeper top wick, then that aggressive flip, not just a little one here, bam. We could react off here, and then this could try to start to change structure upside. But if we get a 5-minute close below, it's going to give me some confirmation. Gold also has a nice bottom wick now. Actually, I very much like this bottom wick on gold. We do have a 30-minute setup 3 here. Pretty damn big stops though. 100 pip stops for a 50 pip target. I'm not sure. You know, it's not making too much sense for me. Not making too much sense. If a 15 close above here, next 15 or something, now we'll have a stop loss like, let's say close 70 pips, maybe a little bit less if it closes here. At least to get back to here will be like 70 pips as well. Nasdaq did what I was saying that it could do here, right? When it flips that fast, it ends up going back up. So now if we get back below this level, it's going to be better for sell. So remember, what I'm doing now is a form of profit making, because I'm protecting myself from stupid entries. Not stupid. I'm protecting myself from entries that would have made me either sit in drawdown and have to hope or lose. You will be in the period when you trade, guys, where you will wait for the confirmation and overthink too much and end up missing the move. But missing a move compared to taking a shitty move, which do you think is going to be better? Shitty moves cost you money, missing moves cost you time. Right? That's all they do, and you learn from them. Whereas you don't learn from losing money because you're so fixed on the money you've lost. It's a big misconception. People say, hey, you lose money, you learn. Yes, but most people are going to be, including me, we're fixed on, fuck, I've just lost. I want my money back. But if you don't take anything, then you're going to be able to effectively look at the market, and also you're going to be able to train yourself how not to FOMO. Because normally when you miss a move that you felt like you wanted to take, and only when it plays out, like imagine you said, I wanted to take the flip, and this shit is dumping now. Today you would have said, man, I should have taken the flip. Now you're going to start to experiment with FOMO. You're going to say, am I going to FOMO into something bad at the moment? So you'll be able to check that out. So if this 5 can close somewhere here where my mouse is, then we can enter a trade. We'll get the confirmation of sellers in control. 1 minute will not change structure towards the upside. It will start to change structure towards the downside, break off this 5-minute low. But I would like to see a 1-minute candle now start to close more bearish, at least where my mouse is. Let's check what type of stop this would be. 37, 33 to there. It's not that bad. The stronger the 5 closes, the better right now. I need a strong 5 close. We'll see in the last 20 seconds. If it closes like this, I don't like it. It's a bit too weak. I want to see a convincing candle. Should convince me to take the trade. That's not very convincing candle. That's not very convincing. If we went break of this low, aggressive 26 points, which would be break of the 1 minute structure here. Because we would need the confirmation of break of this low. 5 minutes is a long time to wait. So here we go. We snap the low. Let's check this 19 seconds for this 1 minute. This 1 minute could close below, give us confirmation. Or it snaps back inside the range and we get kept safe. Okay, that's still back inside the range here, guys. I need something below the range, I feel. Or at least a retest of the range. So if this is going to close bearish, I need to see us come back and retest the range. I did something similar yesterday. We're still failing to close below. Let's put a line here. So I have to stay patient. We're still failing. I have to read what price is telling me. You see all FOMO sellers now, right? Who don't have the patience I have. Bam, they get triggered. They draw down, bam, they get triggered again, bam, and draw down. I don't know yet. I'm gonna let price show me. If price dumps here in one candle, it's not my trade. And that's what you call discipline. That's what made me this profitable in the market. Do we have any previous fives here? Not really any previous fives. All right, this 1 minute still failed here, still failed. This might be our first 1 minute candle closing below. Let's see in 10 seconds. That could give me an option here to take something a little bit more aggressive. Expect the 5 to close below. So I'm going to be ready here to see if we break the lows. If we close below, obviously. Which we have. So I want to try it breaking the lows. Stop back inside the range around 29,710. All right. It's a 5-minute open, no problem for it to make top wicks. We just wanted to respect this 5-minute high. Bit of a deep top wick, but have to let it do its thing. Would have been a bit better maybe to wait for the 5 close. I was scared it went. I normally risk 2k, I'm risking 13069, a little bit reduced because went on 1 minute. I might add more when we break the low. Let me see if I can add more. Get some more in to increase the risk a bit. There we go. So this is that previous zone that I'm a bit scared about. So I'm going to watch careful from this zone, yeah? First position up 500, second position only a little bit more added. But I'm just going to watch this zone. This is the zone I spoke about. Beautiful, 700 now. So this we can bring to break even on first position. Second position risk is only 305. There, $1,000. We're gonna take the $1,300 now. Boom. This candle we're gonna move to above here, and I'm gonna leave this one to run a little bit more now. And let's see if we can get this now to push. And then we can see where we can run this one too. So this one, see if we can get like 500 on this, and then we can close the second. So let's go find a bit more targets here. Just have a bit of targets here that we can see that we can look for. We can leave that as a runner position. We're still good here. See where we are on the 5. We have a little bit of a headache here, which we're reacting off. We did close below it, so this runner position I don't mind. I've already secured 1.4, so we're just gonna leave this position, to be honest. We added back the risk, so let it do some work, to be honest. We'll let it do some work. If I lose this profit, it's okay. It's like 300 bucks. Guys in the group cooking. This change of structure here might take out my runner. How much am I risking here of my profit? Let's have a look. $107. I might risk this $107 just to see if we can get deeper. I don't mind risking $107. I just want to allow it to retest a bit. Not sure what we're reacting off. So now, if you're leaving a runner, don't pressure yourself on the 1 minute. Just come here and click on like a 5 minute so you don't pressure yourself. You know, and then you start to think, oh, maybe stop loss would be better here. How much am I risking? 230. Is it worth to risk the 230? I made 1.4k, so I'd make 1.2k. You know, maybe, yeah. I don't mind risking 230 now if I'm gonna try leave a runner. If this 5 minute candle closes strong bullish, it's a different story, right? 5 minute will close in, actually, is this the 5 close? No, we just had the 3 minutes, so if this 5 closes strong bullish, yeah, then we just go break even. Because this could just be a top wick, so we have to respect the top of this 5. So I'm risk $230, yeah, why not? If that's the case, I'm already at a 1-to-1 because I'm risking 230 for this. If we can flip and break the lows, we can get some better price action now. Right? We see us now give myself the opportunity to make the extra 600 bucks. You know? NQ is in a daily order block. Well, the daily order block made me 1.4k, so I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling. There we go.
Harry.
So now if we can get like up to 600, then I'll probably close out. And then yeah, we'll see. What's up?
Harry, I was going to say, I've just joined the stream, you know, just as soon as that trade finished.
Yeah.
I took the same, but it looked like different for me. What, like, did you do something different? Like slightly?
Yeah, I did. If you were to see, yeah, yours is one candle later. That's it. If you watch the stream, I'll explain after stream what I did.
Nice.
I'll explain after stream. It was just like a matter of patience. So now this 5 minute candle close is gonna come now. Now we can see the 1 minute struggling, right? If we change 1 minute structure here, that's it. It's game over. So we shouldn't need to break this high, I would say. This was looking good. If we broke this low, it should have gone. So now we need to respect this 5 high. So this is the 5 high. So I can move my stop back to here. We really don't need to break this. Now I can risk only $100 on my runner. And then still allow it to maybe liquidity grab the high. And then still reverse. So this 1 minute's going to be interesting. We could get a thunderstorm here. It's going to melt. Yeah, we'll see. Just a runner. We'll see what to do with the runner. Maybe we could add. I can look to maybe add back into this position if we get some price action that I like. not a bad candle for me to just close out my position here, especially that it's a runner position, right? I mean, look at the lot size difference. This lot size difference here, what is this? 40. This one 10. Definitely a hold. Also, guys, on my Instagram, I made a new post. I want you guys to comment on this post. Because we won today, best comment gets, on this post here, best comment gets a funded account. What are we looking at the phone? Funniest comment, make me laugh, could be anything. Make it up, whatever you want. What are we looking at on the phone? Comment on this Instagram post. Best comment, I'm gonna send you a funded account. My Instagram straight shop, drop me a follow while you're at it. I want to see the comment. Let's see. Everyone YouTube, give it. Be some letters, maybe something I want to read, you know, that would be funny to read something, you know. Just let's see the comments. Best comment, I'm gonna give you a funded account. It's crazy, guys. You know, one day I used to be scared to risk this amount of money. $390 was scary. Now this is a fun position for me. Main position 1.5k. The runner now going for $400 is a fun position to, let's see what happens. There was a time in my trading journey where this profit here would be like, damn, I need to close. It's $300 today, man. $300 now. With $400 today, I could go designer shopping, man. You know, it's enough to do something with, right? It's not bad money. But I remember there was a time where if I saw 400, man, the amount of butterflies I would have in my stomach, it would feel like I won the lottery. Now 400 is like, okay, cool. You know, let me leave it as a runner. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, it's numbers on a screen, and this 400, I think one day is gonna change to 4,000. You know, it's really possible, and I'm just growing. Wow, that's a interesting rejection. Yeah, now we have this clear structure. If we break this structure, it's game over. So now I actually don't have to lose even $100, right? It's very easy for me to see if we break the structure, it's done. So now I can get this runner out at plus 47. Doesn't mean anything, but I really feel like there's no reason in price breaking the high after we made that structure. You know? Like, no one shows you this today. I've done live, right? Come to the market, I show you patience. I show you how to wait for the 1 minute when it's my turn. And the minute it's my turn, funny enough, everything goes right. I didn't rush today. I didn't FOMO. I didn't say, let me go early. I said I wanted the 1 minute. I waited for it. And I told you, if the 1 minute just blasted, it just wouldn't be my trade. But today it was my trade. And look at the outcome. I have a higher chance of winning. And actually, I have statistics. I have a 70+% win chance of that winning. So I have nothing to worry about. But I have to make sure to stay disciplined, because discipline pays me. In the first 2 days of the month now, I'm almost up 3K in 2 days. Only spending an hour in the morning, guys. That's 2 hours of work. That means I'm being paid right now 1.5K an hour. That was 2 hours of work. I voluntarily chill with the guys, have a chat. because I enjoy it. But after this, I don't have to be here now. I can just set my stop loss and leave. I'm done, right? I've taken 1.5. I'll just come back to the chart and see where this is in an hour. Set an alert maybe at the next level or something. You know? I'm very happy with these spreads at the moment, man. It's really good spreads for CFDs. Like, look, no slippage. Entry, exit was very clean as well. Directly triggered me at the lows. Second entry, like, this is moving nicely for me now. So I'm happy I made that change. I was scared always. It's always scary to change brokers, you know, especially when you have good amount of money. But the fact that Vantage has an office here made me comfortable. So it's good. It's good, it's good. Plus they hooked us up with a deal, so we can't blame them. It was nice of them to hook us up with a deal. 150 deposit bonus is not bad, man. I don't use it, but... Do you know people that live just from trading? Bro, I've done it. I've done it. Like, I'm not some guru that makes millions off freaking mentorship. I'm very tight with my mentorship. It's been closed. I do make money off it, but I make more trading. And I hope that that changes, because I don't mind making, if people want to join and learn how to make this a life-changing skill, yeah, I'm happy to teach them. You know, if it ends up matching the same amount as trading, I deserve that, because I'm putting in all my time and effort to make sure that they can achieve their goals. You know, so it really is not something to be ashamed of. What is to be ashamed of is the people who are blatantly scamming. You know, who are saying you must pay this much and you never even get to speak to them. You know, if you're going to pay for proximity, you need to be deserved what that is. And to get access to me, to my knowledge, to all of that stuff is something that you might not come by very often. Right? Because a lot of people are just in it to make a buck for them, not share profits together, right? Whereas I'm looking to actually make an impact here. I want you guys to replace me. I want to keep people profitable in the market. Keep what I've learned being shared. We might just get stopped at break even here. But we'll let this position run, man. We'll let this position run. If it stops me at break even, it's 40 bucks. We've already made the 1.4k. Let's just put this in the journal before I forget. Remember, next time we're live is on. Next time we're live is on Tuesday. Oops, wrong pair. Nas. This was on actually a 5-minute entry here. How many points did we close? First position we closed around here somewhere. So what was that? Like 36 points. We could actually measure on the actual thing. Yeah, I think this looks like a liquidity grab candle. I think high chance the runner is unfortunately not going to run, but that's the whole point of a runner. Yeah, 32 points. So let's put 32 here. I risked 1.3, made 1.4. Should have increased the risk there, but hey, I'm not gonna complain. That was a mistake from my side. But I did try to add back, and then I decided to leave it as a runner. So I have actively thought about it. So I'm happy with myself in that. What was the time I got triggered was on this candle here, which was 11:09. 1109 entry. This song is a banger. You guys want to watch it edge my stop loss for fun? Oh, never mind, it did. Alright, so runner is taken out. I don't know why this chart. Oh yeah, because runner we entered lower. So runner's taken out. Let's see. So that's our day, 1.4. So we'll put 1.4 in the bag. Let's see how the month is doing. I can't even do the month because it hasn't even been that many days. I will show it another time. I'm not bothered to put in the dates manually. It's only been 2 days. Yesterday I took a win for 1.2k, and then today, so you can do, and then I took one more gold short as well. That was when gold started to reverse, so that's it. Anyways, clean trade today. Let's do a little bit of the Instagram business. Leave a W in the chat for today. Oh wait, let me open it. If you took this trade with us, leave a W in the chat. Let's see, YouTube chat, W in the chat. Man, you guys on YouTube are boring, bro. Look at, you guys want to see what YouTube is doing, boys? Look at this, man. These guys are sleeping. Look how slow this is. Look. You guys don't deserve this sauce, bro. Have a good rest of your days. Much love, boys. Take care. Hopefully catch you guys soon, alright? Much love, guys. Peace. See you.